Hey guys, for this video I want to show you this DeWALT 20 volt half-inch drive impact wrench. You may see this referred to as a mid-range or mid-torque impact wrench. The model is DCF891B. Put a B on the end of that anytime we're looking at a bare tool that does not come with the battery and charger. So before we get into some of those features, I just want to show you the box. It gives us some important specs. We have 600 foot-pounds of fastening torque and 800 foot-pounds of breakaway torque. And that is really good. I mean, to put into some kind of context, lug nuts are usually torqued to about 100 foot-pounds. Sometimes trucks and things will be 140 foot-pounds. But if we're talking about the 100 foot-pounds, this goes up to 800. That's 8 times what your lug nuts are. I mean, this is going to handle a lot of what you could throw at it. And it's important because this thing, it's a little heavier and bulkier than some of the compact, smaller impact wrenches that DeWALT has. But I also have the high torque impact, and it is much larger and heavier than this. So if you have a general idea of how much power you need for your typical usage, if 800 foot-pounds is enough, there's no reason to get a bigger, bulkier tool if it's not going to do anything more for you. Also, this one has a couple of different modes that we can select from that I really like, but we'll get to that in one second. First off, it's part of their XR lineup. That's DeWALT's top of the line. Of course, it has a brushless motor. We have our typical forward reverse. That is a variable speed trigger right there. Now, the light is mounted at the bottom. I actually prefer ones that have the ring light around the front here, but here we have it at the bottom, aimed kind of upwards. And if we look at here, we have 2 buttons at the bottom. The right one is for your light, so you can set it to low, high, or off. And then on the left, we have our mode selector. So this, the first one, they call it Precision Wrench. I think that's the name they use for it. But then we have 3 different speeds, 1, 2, and 3. Precision wrench, what that does is when you're fastening, let's say you're running on a bolt or a nut or something, it's going to go full speed or as fast as you're pulling the trigger, but as soon as it meets enough resistance that it has to initiate the impacts, it'll stop for a second. It'll pause because it's giving you a chance to switch if you don't want to over tighten something or break a bolt or whatever. Once it hits that and stops, you can take it off, tighten it by hand, get a torque wrench, whatever you want to do. And then when loosening, it kind of does the same thing. It'll keep hammering away until it breaks that bolt loose. And then once it's freewheeling, it'll stop for a second. Maybe you don't want to take it all the way out. You just need it loose. Whatever the reason, it gives you those momentary pauses so you have more control over what you're doing. So that's a real nice mode that's not included with all the impact wrenches. So a nice little addition. But this is going to do almost everything you would throw at it. It's a really good option. Now, if you need something that's super compact, this isn't it. It's small, but they make ones that are probably half of the depth there. So it is one thing to keep in mind. So there it is. Thanks for watching.